Click below to watch the original Sims video or to buy Finding Nemo. The little black semi-transparent bars behind the sin counter and subtitles appear way too late.
So, Coral? When you said you wanted an ocean view, you didn't think you were going to get the whole ocean, did you?
Fish real estate.
Well, that was a cute little sin that didn't really mean anything, but isn't the real sin here the idea that there can somehow be a property for fish that doesn't have an ocean view? I'd like to know which other properties they were looking at from which they somehow couldn't see the ocean.
Because a lot of other clownfish had their eyes on this place.
Every single one of them.
That's interesting, since while this movie gets a ton of actual real clownfish facts correct, real ones live in communities where only the alpha male and female are permitted to breed, making me wonder why there are so many damn clownfish clans in this tight vicinity to be competing for marlins and anemone.
Jeremy, what are you talking about? She said there are other clownfish. She never said that those other clownfish are having sex. Why is it that when Coral mentioned other clownfish, you just naturally assumed that they were breeding pairs?
Oh, look. They're dreaming.
Okay, sure, if you say so, but all of them have their eyes open.
What do you expect? Fish don't have eyelids.
We'll name this half Marlin Jr., and then this half Coral Jr.
I like Nemo.
For all of them?
She never said all of them, you twant.
Also, another interesting moment, considering that all clownfish are hermaphrodites, beginning life as males and then changing into females as the needs of the clan dictate.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Shouldn't Marlin really be falling more slowly than that since he's underwater?
The movie kicks you in the balls at the 4-minute mark, and your balls will not recover.
This movie made me feel an emotion, and for that I will give it a sin.
Oh man. I'm only laughing because when I went to Wikipedia to research that earlier sin about breeding habits of the clownfish, I read that they're hermaphrodites.
That is funny!
I promise I will never let anything happen to you.
Again.
What do you mean, again? Nemo's the only one of Marlin's kids that nothing actually has happened to.
We go out and back in. And then we go out and back in.
Obsessive-compulsive disorder.
Which is a completely reasonable thing for someone to develop after a traumatic experience, so this is realism. You just sinned realism. Well, it's as close as you can get to realism in a film about talking fish.
This crab gets his shell stolen, but then in the wide shot, the two fish bullying him have completely changed colors. And the shell is gone.
Well, it's not gone, it's just on the crab now, which is still a sin, but it's not the sin you said it was.
Hey, you're a clownfish. You're funny, right? Hey, tell us a joke.
That's fish racist.
Hey, tell us a joke.
Well, actually, that's a common misconception. Clownfish are no funnier than any other fish.
It's also weird that we even refer to ourselves by the human-given name of clownfish, but that's another story altogether.
Jeremy is fine with a fish that can talk English, but when that talking fish that talks English is using English words, that's crossing the line, damn it! Or what, do you think that Finding Nemo was a tale translated from the original fish?
Let's name the zones of the open sea.
I doubt it was this exact one, but I'm sending this motherfucker for being the same species or cousin species of that thing that killed Steve Irwin.
That's racist. Jeremy did a racism.
Marty learns the school kids are headed for the drop-off 10 seconds after they leave, but arrive so much later than them at the actual drop-off that it's basically inconceivable.
You're right, that is inconceivable. Well, at least if we assume that clownfish aren't significantly slower than manta rays. And now you're probably expecting me to tell you that clownfish are in fact significantly slower than manta rays, and that would be why I'm sinning this. But instead, I'm going to tell you that I've just poured through 6 pages of Google search results and a 13-page academic paper on the swimming habits of clownfish to find that actually, no, clownfish are faster than manta rays. Which, by the way, do you know what's interesting about the swimming habits of clownfish? Nothing! So Jeremy, you may have won this round, but I'm not going to be happy about it. Here's one very salty sin removal. You win this round, Jeremy.
Jeez, do these fish ever know when there's something dangerous in their immediate vicinity? Bruce turns out to be a nice shark, but still.
Well, actually, since I've just read a 13-page paper about clownfish, the most interesting fish in the world, I can now tell you that actually clownfish aren't particularly vigilant of predators. Instead, they depend on their habitat to protect them. The natural habitat of the clownfish is the anemone, which is a word I'm somehow incapable of pronouncing at a normal speed, and assuredly will avoid pronouncing for the rest of this video. But actually, this habitat protects clownfish by providing them with both cover from predators and covering clownfish in substances which are toxic to most of the clownfish's predators. And it's all just really fucking interesting. My interest levels are so high.
I am a nice shark.
Okay, sure, you're a nice shark, but you did everything in your power to make the fish you brought here uncomfortable. Why not tell Dory and Marlin that you're a nice shark and have no intention of eating them before going to your meeting?
Oh yeah, that should clear things up. Just tell them that you're not going to eat them and they should calm down immediately. Like once I was walking home, and there was this really big, intimidating looking guy walking behind me. Now thinking back, I assume he was probably just going the same direction by coincidence. But at the time it was scaring me. This isn't true, by the way. Well, he must have noticed that I was looking uneasy, because after that he went up to me and said, "Don't worry, I'm not planning on attacking you." And after that I just calmed right down. Because I'm sure that's how anyone would react in that situation. I'm sure I'm safe now because he told me he's not going to attack me.
Inside jokes.
That's racist. This person must have gone to the Prometheus school of running away from large objects. This scene does not include a lap dance. Blah blah blah, seconds of logos. Liam Neeson isn't killing anyone in this scene. Andy Serkis isn't getting nominated for an Oscar in this scene. This attractive female actor isn't my girlfriend in this scene. Sean Bean isn't dying in this scene. The director said, let's have this character eat an apple so everyone can know you're an asshole. In case you confused it with Paris, Germany. Roll credits. Well, someone needs a sandwich. There goes HBO again. The director and the prop master clearly had a disagreement on the definition of enough X. Character is a dick to thing. I guess my point is that you're not one to talk about inside jokes.
Dory and Marlin went to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
I think you mean swimming away from things, Jeremy. Also, that's a really nice way to accentuate my point about inside jokes. Thank you, Jeremy.
Guy who clearly flushed the last fish decides, nah, I'll put a stinky old fish complete with a bag full of water into this everyday trash can.
Because, as we all know, trash cans are allergic to water. And if a person does something one way, that's the only way they'll ever do it again for the rest of their life.
All drains lead to the ocean.
Movie kills another several thousand pets with terrible, terrible science.
That's not science, it's plumbing.
Now what?
Exactly.
Well, obviously you now inflate and use your spikes to puncture the bag you're in and then free your friends with a similar method. Also, how is it that these bags full of water are supposedly floating in water? Hasn't this been fun? But don't go anywhere yet, because it's time for a bonus round.
I really love the job DreamWorks did with their animal animation in Kung Fu Panda, and now I have to give Pixar that same praise. No silly fish hands. They're just fish. With eyebrows.
But they don't have any eyebrows.
Forgot to brush. Do you want this anemone to sting you?
This movie is full of underwater versions of things we do as humans. And the brushing your teeth joke is actually something clownfish do. They rub up against their anemone homes to cover themselves in anemone mucus so they can't be stung by their anemones. Bet you never thought a win would contain the word mucus.
Oh good, more information about clownfish, because I need more of that in my life. I'm sorry, that wasn't your fault. You know I love
In
you.
a joke, everyone talks.
The way the shark smiles dips slightly as he starts explaining the parameters of the joke. Everyone knows you don't explain jokes. And you see why that's funny is that... Wait.
I can see why that was funny. Wait, no I can't. It wasn't funny. Don't get me wrong, it was a valid win. It just wasn't a joke.
Talking to the lady, not you.
Okay, so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure none of their mouths are moving. Which means these guys talk as a group. And that's teamwork.
It's not only teamwork, it's also impossible.
A game.
A game?
A game.
A game?
Yes.
I love games!
Turning life-threatening situations into fun games.
That is not a good idea.
Am I the only one that has a tiny phobia of whales?
I mean, you're probably not the only one, but I don't think it's as common as an issue as you seem to be implying with that question.
They're just too big. Nothing should be that big. It's not that bad. It's not like I can't walk into the section of the Museum of Natural History with a giant whale hanging from the ceiling. It's not like that at all. But skeeved out by giant whale is what the film was trying to make you feel, and this is an epic way of accomplishing that. So, win.
I never really got the impression that that was how the film was trying to make me feel, but... I mean, I won't sin this, because if that's how you felt, then it worked for you, and that's fine, but... Are you sure?
Sure it will. You'll see.
Optimism. I mean, she's more of an optimist than me.
Does anyone else think the fact that the most optimistic character in this film is the only one incapable of learning from her own past experiences is kind of some unfortunate subtext?
You can't never let anything happen to him. Then nothing would ever happen to him.
It sounds like a dumb throwaway haha Dory's an idiot line, but it's actually the entire message of this movie.
I feel like it was actually more obvious than you think it was. I think most people saying that actually noticed its significance. I mean, I understood it when I first saw this film and I was only a little kid then.
Hop inside my mouth if you want to live.
Terminator reference.
I mean, to me it feels more like a coincidence of dialogue than a reference. I mean, really the only similarities here are the words, if you want to live. And those are, you know, common words.
Sucks to be the fisherman, though. Thousands of dollars of damage.
Thousands
into your
of
boat.
dollars? I mean, the wooden part snapped, but that was it. I'm no expert in fishing boats, and I don't say that lightly. But I would be very surprised if that costs thousands of dollars to repair.
With fronds like these, who needs anemones?
Someone's gonna have to explain that joke to me.
I mean, I would love to, but I don't get it either. I mean, I would Google it, but I can't spell two of the main integral words. I mean, I don't even really know them.
Now what?
They're good, right? Bloke can just pop the bag, right? Right?
Hey, that's exactly what I said. But actually, come to mention it, how is that a win? Surely that's a sin, if anything.
Phew.
Hey, now you come to mention it, that's right. They are shown as being free in the credits. All you need to do is watch the credits and you'll see that they've overcome their bag conundrum. That means if we think back to this sin from Jeremy...
Now what?
Exactly. I guess the movie is telling us they died in those closed bags because they couldn't get out, right? That's pretty damn dark.
Yeah, no, that's not what the movie's telling us, Jeremy, and if you'd paid attention and just watched a few seconds further, you would know that. I mean, I've sinned you for not paying attention before, but this is taking it to a whole new level.